What's up, my people out there on this Wednesday afternoon? Some places may be evening, some places be night. It's me coming at you again, Wood Boy. And I have a question for you. And you can respond in the comments, or you can just keep it to yourself. Or you can ask your neighbor or anybody that's around you at the time that you're watching this video. As long as you ask yourself this, then you're doing yourself a good job, I guess, I would say. But I ask myself this every day. I wake up in the morning, and it's just simple. And I don't know if everybody, asks themselves this, or if not, just try it. Do you ask yourself every morning when you get up, are you willing to learn? When you get up and start moving around, are you willing to learn? Not only are you willing to learn, but are you willing to learn something from anybody? Whether it's a child, whether it's a kid, whether it's someone that you don't get along with because you may see something that they post, or you might be in the same room that they're in, and they're saying some things. Are you willing to have an open mind to learn from them? That's just an honest question. Because some of us, what I'm saying, me, and I can say I was guilty of this once upon a time in my younger years, where that someone can be saying something that I know that is good information, but just because I didn't like the person, I wouldn't even hear what they saying. I'd be listening, but it'd be going one ear and out the other, so to speak. You feel what I'm saying? But I never would really listen to what they were saying, because it's a different from hearing something and listening. You know what I'm saying? So now, since then, I've been learning to listen to what people were saying, so I can really comprehend on what they're saying, so I can know what's going on. This information may be important, so you have to always be willing to listen to all types of information, no matter where it's coming from, because if you're not willing to listen to the information that's being handed out, you can be lost in the sauce, so to speak. So ask yourself, is you willing to learn from anybody, especially from those that you're so-called dislike or don't get along with, or whatever situation may be? Are you willing to learn anything from those people? Because that's where most of the good information comes from, the people that you really don't know, the people that you kind of like got something against, or I should say the people that's out there that's walking the street. The people that got the buggies and stuff like that, they got a wealth of information. But sometimes we just roll by them and don't really trip. But sometimes you might hear them talking, lend an ear. Always be willing to learn when you wake up in the morning. Always be willing to learn when you walk out the street. Or walk out the door, excuse me. Always be willing to learn from any walks of life, from anybody. Because if you don't, then you're gonna leave yourself short in the long run. That's the biggest thing that I can say about learning anything. And that's a big thing for me, learning things. I always keep an open mind when anybody's talking. It don't matter who it is, even if it's somebody that I dislike, and there ain't too many of those peoples around, because I feel like if I have to dislike you, ain't no need for me to be around you. And I don't got too many people that I dislike, but that's just my opinion on the situation. I'm not finna be around you if I dislike you. You feel me? But that still don't mean that I won't see something that you post and really read it or listen to what you're saying if we're in the same room, because there's a lot of people that may have a difference of opinion, but they know the same people, and the same people might give a function to anything, and y'all still might be in the room together. So that's something that you need to ask yourself on a consistent basis. Are you willing to learn from anybody, all walks of life? Because information is important, and we got to always be mindful that we're not going to always learn something from the people that we love and care about. You can learn something from them, no question about that, but it'd be the people that we really don't, we really have a difference of opinion of, I should say, that have more knowledge for us if we was willing to listen, if that make any sense. I learned this from when I was away, I used to, you're forced to be around people that you just don't see the eye to eye with. And there's a lot of people that said a lot of things that I didn't see eye to eye with, but I learned a lot from being away and being incarcerated and doing my thing the way I had to do it. That's why I walk the way I walk today, and I'm willing to learn anything that anyone has to say. So just for FYI, always ask yourself that question. Don't never leave yourself short by not listening when somebody's speaking, especially if you're in the same room. Get what you could out of it. Take everything as a grain of salt, but at the same time, dig into it, because it might be bigger than that grain of salt. There might be some information that can help you in the long run. So with that being said, always be willing to learn when you wake up in the morning and leave the door, and be willing to learn from all walks of life. Don't shorthand yourself. With that being said, what a boy. What a boy out. Subscribe to my page, YouTube at NUBBTV, International Nub on Instagram, and everybody have a wonderful day and be safe out there in this world. What a boy out. Holla.